everyone, and welcome to Take Two Radio. I'm Pam, your host, and I almost said Take Two Radio Music because I did that show earlier today. Co-hosting with me is my good buddy David. Hello, David.
Hi, Pam. How are you doing this evening?
I'm trying to get my shows in my head straight.
Yes. Me too. I guess that's why you have me.
Yeah, that's when you do two shows in a day and they're two different ones but have similar names, sometimes that happens. So I found myself forgetting to say music at the end of the other one, and this one I want to add music to it. So although maybe our guest will sing to us. What do you think?
I doubt it.
Why don't we ask her?
Okay, tonight we welcome an amazingly talented actress that we all know and love from many different shows. We welcome Maree Cheatham. And how are you, Maree?
I am on top of the world.
Oh, yay. How is it up there?
It's wonderful. The view's great.
Yeah. Is there enough air up there? Because I know, like, the higher you go, the lesser the air or the oxygen.
No, it's just fine. It's just wonderful.
So how was your day today?
Were
you busy?
I was. I went out to audition for A Heart of Dixie. And it was fascinating because she was a woman whom I'm very familiar with because I've had several people treat me like this. One of them was my ex-mother-in-law, and she was she's a Southern woman. The what role I read for was a Southern woman, sort of like one of the Jefferson women. I was in the Jefferson Memorial in the cemetery there, near where his house is, and one of the women's tombstones was carved, and it said she was laughter and supple steel.
Oh, my gosh.
Gosh, I thought that's a great thing to say about anybody.
Yeah,
that is.
Wow. So you're just rolling along on show after show after show. That's so good for us because we absolutely love everything that you do.
Oh, thank you very much. I have been very fortunate, very fortunate.
Well, let's go back in time and have you tell us a little bit about why and when and how you knew you wanted to be an actress.
Well, when I was about 4, my mother and I were in Lampasas, Texas, or out in the country, and we were on horseback and ranching sheep, which my mother hated, and I didn't like it either. And she said, well, now, sister, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, I'm going to be a famous actress and take you around the world. She said, how in the world would you ever know what that meant? She said, you haven't even been to a movie. And I said, well, then take me to see one. So she did. And it was unfortunate because the hero of the Western got hung at the end. And I cried. I was crying all the way home. And Mother said, if you'll just shut up that crying, I'll take you to see another film. She said, this man lived and he made another film, and I'll take you to see it, but you got to quit that crying.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, that's for me to never die.
What an experience for the first movie.
All right. I thought, man alive, you can just live forever in movies, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's so true. Even when we're gone. Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, so what did you enjoy the second movie?
Oh, who knows? I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was always, anytime anybody wanted to take me to a movie, I was very happy to go.
Yeah. Well, you've been on a lot of different series, television shows, including 4 soap operas. Which one that you've done has been your favorite?
Now, that's a very unfair question because
I know, it's very hard.
Well, you can't. The characters have been so diverse. And like on Days of Our Lives, I played a victim, and on Search for Tomorrow, I played a high-tone bitch, and on General Hospital, I became the wacky auntie. Knots Landing, I was the conniving grandmother, and now Nona on Sam and Cat is sort of like an older version of everything else wrapped up. wrapped up together.
She's a lot of fun.
Yeah, she's not very conniving, but she's sort of wacky,
Well, that kind of goes, maybe that's how her granddaughter became that way.
That's what I'm playing. That's certainly what I'm playing.
Yeah. It's definitely a fun show, and it's a cute show, and even though I'm in the adult type category, I still enjoy watching it. There's quite a few shows that I'll watch on Nickelodeon or even on Disney that, normally kids would watch, but I get a kick out of them. Maybe I'm reliving my childhood through that. I don't know.
Well, it also takes a break from carnage and mayhem and blowing up things. I just think it's
Isn't that the truth? Or reality TV as well.
Yeah. One more dead body on the ground and and several models trying to solve the crime.
Right.
Or take it the other way, models save the universe, as in all those shows about spy shows about.
Right, exactly.
Exactly, sure.
Well, my first go-to is always comedy, when I want to watch something, because to me, reality kind of blows sometimes, and with all the things that go on in the world, the bad stuff, and you watch the news and you get depressed, well, you know what? You want to escape from that, and what's better than a soap opera or a comedy?
Oh, absolutely. And besides, the news will do you in faster than anything, so why not just have a little fun?
Most definitely. I even had my husband stop having the newspaper come to our house. I said, I don't want to read this. Give me the comics.
I found myself yelling at my husband over the breakfast table. And I was yelling at the paper, but he happened to be the only person in the room. And I thought, wait a minute, there's something wrong with this picture. Why am I doing this to this man? He's a very nice man.
Yeah, it's not
so
his
we
fault.
had to do the same. We did the same. And besides that, honey, if we're at war, somebody will be very happy to tell you.
Isn't that the truth? And now with social media, you find out faster than when you turn your TV on.
Oh, yeah. And if you thought other things would come back to haunt you, just you say something wrong on social media.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, I know.
They'll catch
Been
you
there.
faster. Yeah, poor old Paula Dean, she's been absolved of all of her sins, and yet social media has really crucified her.
This is so true. This is so true. I've read so many articles and so many tweets about it and different things that sometimes I just roll my eyes and close my Twitter.
Oh, you have to. It's sanity. Preserve your sanity at all costs.
Right. I mean, everybody's got an opinion and they have a right to it, and if they want to put it out there, that's all well and good, but you don't have to engage and you don't have to look at it either.
No, and you don't have to be awful. I mean, there's enough of that going around,
Exactly.
I don't hold with that. As my grandmother said, we don't hold with that.
Right.
We don't hold with that.
Do you enjoy social media otherwise?
Well, it's amazing. When I joined Nickelodeon, when I was cast on this show, I had a flip phone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a phone
That's
to me...
That's pretty old.
I know. A phone to me was something that one called one's husband on, or one's agent called you if you were out in the field. Mm-hmm. And that was all I used it for. So, fade in, fade out, I was cast on the show, and they took me aside and gave me a 2-hour lesson in social media, how to tweet.
Oh, my gosh.
Uh-huh. And I figured out, they're serious about this.
Yeah. You think?
What was your first clue?
Yeah.
So, and then I figured it out. The Twitter followers are the modern day fans, and that's the modern day fan mail. Now, when I used to be, many years ago, under the name of Al Martino, or when I was in New York and under one of those shows, I would go around to my neighborhood, things, and I would take a stack of envelopes with me that had been self-addressed to me at the studio, and there was a piece of paper in them, and I would say to my doctors, lawyers, Indian chief, greengrocer, liquor store, whatever, drugstore, would you please just drop 4 or 5 of these in the mail for me? And put your return address on it. And so they did, and so because the networks, I knew, counted them. They never opened them. They never looked inside them. They just counted them. So I figured, okay. So I made sure that I got a few, you know.
Right.
And now all of this, nowadays the Twitter followers are the fan mail. And so anybody who's listening who tweets, please follow me at Maree Cheatham. But that's 2 E's with Marie. Yeah, because that's very important. That is the fan mail. And believe me, Nickelodeon looks at it every day and they count them.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they want to know how well their show is doing, and people, again,
sure.
with their opinions, they put it out there, and they make sure they tag the show, whether it's good or bad. So
not only that, as an individual performer, there is something called the television viewing quotient. That is your popularity guide. And if you wish to raise that, you have to be a little more prominent in people's minds. And if you have a lot of tweet followers, that means that people are thinking about you and watching you. And so that all is factored in. So if you ever plan to get another job in your entire lifetime, you ought to pay attention.
Right. Good advice for the newcomers to the acting world, too.
Yeah. It's a crazy world out there.
And you know what? Us as fans, it's great that they do have Twitter and Facebook and such, because there's that instant, reply back to you when you are asking or talking to the person that you want to talk to. So, you don't have to wait for your mail to come, and God forbid it got lost, or it's at the studio in the sack for a while, before it gets to you. So
the nice thing, too, is I really do answer people, and I spend about an hour and a half a day tweeting, and I answer people. And I've seen over and over again that people are very complimentary to the fact that I do respond to fans. And I think that fans are the most important thing in the world. Without them, I don't have a job.
Exactly.
So I'm very happy to do whatever I can to make them happy.
That's right. And you know what? It's pretty easy to do when everybody likes you. So, when you only get good things coming to you, then it's pretty easy. But, go ahead.
One time I was in New York, and I was riding the subway, and a lady came up to me, and she said, is you Stephanie in the stories? And I said, yes, I am. And I smiled. And she hauled back and hit me. I lost my balance. She hit me so hard.
Oh, my gosh.
And if somebody hadn't grabbed me, I think I would have gone into the rails. And then I had to learn to say, no, I'm not. But I play that character, and that gets them just enough back into reality that they won't hit you, So then I developed the habit of carrying around cards, with the name and whatever show I'm on and a picture. And and I autograph it because they want something. They want to be noticed, and they want something. So if you put their name on it, this is for you, and if you write to me at this address, I'll send you a picture. So that does two things. It gives them something
really
to take
good.
away.
It works.
And then it helps me because if they do write, that's fan mail.
Right. And then you show it to the show that you're on and say, see, I'm getting mail.
No, you don't have to show it. They count it as it comes in.
Oh, they count it again.
They count it and give it to me. But fun, and to tell you why they did not open it, or how I know they didn't open it, because one time in New York I was playing The Lady You Love to Hate, Stephanie Wyatt. And somebody wrote lots of fan letters to me and said, I see you leave the studio, and I follow you. I know where you live, and I'm going to throw acid in your face. So I just